Good morning and hello to only the Tic Tac shaped UFO that Commander Fravor saw, and only that Tic Tac shaped UFO.
Only that one?
Only that one. No good morning to anyone else.
You know, Jimmy Kimmel Live is like pretty terrible, but there is one thing from his show that made me laugh super hard, and it was the one of the celebrities reading mean tweet bits.
Oh, yeah.
And one was, "Hey everybody, hope you have a good weekend, except Lisa Kudrow, fuck that bitch."
What?
There's just something about
The random
like,
celebrity call out.
yeah, just like, "Hey everybody, let's get out there, except for you, De Niro, go to hell." Like what? What?
But it's like,
Why?
Lisa, what did Lisa Kudrow do? She
I
was on.
don't know. She was weird on. It's just Phoebe on the Friends.
And then she did the comeback, and then the comeback season
Yeah.
two, and that's it.
That's
Lisa Kudrow never hurt anybody.
She sang that song about a stinky cat on Friends. I remember that.
It is funny if like complete rando celebrity gets hate for zero reason whatsoever.
That's why
Mhm.
that's why when I'm streaming occasionally, all of it, I'll be like, "Oh, chat, you know I like all of you except for you," and I'll like point at the chat and like I hope like 10 people think that they're the you I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think God, it was some time ago. I remember like I was listening to some comedians and they just started shitting on Jewel, the singer.
Like my hands are small, but they are my own,
And
Jewel.
I'm like, Jewel, like what a non-target. Like there's just nothing to say there, you know. So yeah. Anyway,
So what random semi-known target have you decided to exclude from your good mornings today, Wooly?
well, I literally said the entire human race, except for the Tic Tac shaped UFO.
Does that even include a human
It might or it might
necessarily?
not. If it's a future human coming to visit, then it includes a human. If it's not, then it's not. And if it's completely nothing, then it's just completely nothing.
What would be worse? Like there's no alien life anywhere, or there is alien life and they are just overtly better than us in every conceivable way.
Fuck that noise. How is Tic Tac as a company not coming out and capitalizing on this situation?
I
They're
mean, like the
idiots.
it's
What is your marketing department doing? The Tic Tac marketing department can come out and just fucking get all up in this because the Tic Tac is being used as a descriptor, and that's free cash money.
Well, yeah, I gotta be really honest. I don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Really? Wow. Okay. So, uh, basically, there's been this story for the last couple years or so with this Air Force guy talking about this wild UFO that he saw, and the fact
Uh-huh.
that there were like two other, there was another pilot in another plane that was also there, and they also had their seconds with them, so four people in total. And
Yeah.
then they're just like, U.S. Air Force people that just have like, pretty straightforward, like, I guess trustworthy, uh, uh, records or whatever that would mean. I don't know, but
Uh,
they yeah, so they have done interviews on all these places, and then like this weekend, I think they did one on 60 Minutes.
uh-huh.
So 60 Minutes was like, "Yo, we're gonna do a segment on this weird UFO thing. What's up?" And then they're basically just like going, "Hey, we're doing a segment on this, and also the government has released things saying, yeah, we don't know what the fuck that is, but apparently there's some weird something, and it could be nothing, but it could be something, and it's
Yeah,
more than someone random's."
I have the answer to that question.
Okay, but did you said you have no idea what I'm talking about. Does that ring a bell at all?
Yeah.
Okay, you heard about
No.
that thing. No? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, that's
No.
the short summary of it.
Okay. Where do the Tic Tacs come in?
Well, the thing that they claim to see is apparently Tic Tac shaped.
Like the box or the mint?
The actual mint itself.
Okay, so it's oval.
Yeah. Otherwise, if it was a box, I suppose they would just describe it as a rectangle.
I have a sneaking suspicion
Mm-hmm.
that might be fucking nothing.
Yeah. Probably. Probably. But
Just a suspicion.
it's probably nothing. But it's just one of those weird things where it's like, okay, so like why is just like why does like I guess 60 Minutes and then the government officially like get involved in the talking about this nothing, you know? It's just like, okay, what's different about this nothing as opposed to all the other nothings that made these people want to get involved with it?
Do you have any idea how many
I don't know.
weird things our governments have gotten up to?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure the CIA had like psychic explosion experiments
Totally.
that they ended up making a George Clooney movie about called The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Sure did.
Turns out they couldn't do it.
Nope.
They couldn't make the goats blow up.
Nope. So let's go back to sprinkling crack in the hood.
I mean, that's observable.
Yeah. You got to fund Iran Contra somehow, you know? So you do what you got to do. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's the weird one. The weirdness of this one, I think I brought it up once before. But, like, the weirdness of this one, because it's the same story as that one. It's just now it was on 60 Minutes, is just the part where, like, there's an official government statement on this footage going, like, yeah, that's a thing. Here it is. We're releasing it. And then this guy and the people that are backing him up are, like, not, they don't have quack history. So there's just, like, why would this random, like, otherwise normal pilot come out and start being crazy? And it's like, humongous shrugs. Probably nothing. In fact, I meant for it to be...
I have, like, multiple real answers for you, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, look, human beings love attention, so you can never discount what anyone who seems to be credible will do for attention, you know?
As somebody who has come onto this podcast and told outright lies so that people get mad and I can have a little giggle in my heart, let me tell you, it fucking rules.
Yeah.
It's super good. It feels really good.
But if you were like a fucking like air serviceman of some kind, and like a super brilliant, you know, pilot, I would have to take what you say at slightly more face value than
no, you don't.
A Let's Player.
No, you don't. I mean, you can choose to be like, no. Yeah. That's like saying that I trust my forklift driver to tell me about the fucking insulindian phasmid that they saw outside the warehouse.
You using the term insulindian now?
Yeah, well, because I spent so much time talking to people about that fucking bug in Disco Elysium that it's stuck in my brain.
Insulindian Isola. You have to hear it in that voice.
What about the Dole Mamadakwa? How's it Dole Mamadakwa?
I didn't even, if that came by.
Dude, it's a bird that you can't see, but it's like so quiet. It's like below quiet.
Oh, is that a part of the cryptozoology?
Oh yeah, Woolie. There is like hours of dialogue in description of all those.
Folks, for the confused, that was a very seamless transition into Disco Elysium talk. So
yeah,
if you're lost, that's okay.
You can just talk to them about all sorts of fucking shit. Okay. You can talk to them about some kind of fucking stick bug. You can talk to them about a fucking bird that's not real. That it's real quiet.
But
You could
to
talk.
answer,
Oh man,
to respond to your earlier
love it.
statement, generally speaking, the appeal to authority fallacy
Yeah.
is only a fallacy when the authoritative figure is like just a like not necessarily relevant authority. They're just a person of
Yeah,
influence in some
absolutely.
way. If the person is an authority that actually has the information, then you can appeal to that. You know.
Yeah, but in this particular thing, everybody goes, "Well, you should believe pilots because pilots, they're up in the sky, right?" And it's like, I believe pilots to tell me about how to fly a plane. I don't trust them particularly to explain atmospheric phenomena. I would trust a weatherman more accurately to tell me about that.
That okay. But I there is the part of it of just like, yeah, hey, we had the eyeballs on it, I suppose. But then it would pretty much come down to like the like you're probably just lying about the story. Then is the way to
Yeah,
take it.
that's like
Because there's the part of it, there's the parts of it where it's like this is the filming of the instruments that are recording the thing, and then there's the parts of it where they're describing seeing it with their own eyes and how it moved and stuff.
yeah.
And those are the parts where you're
Like
like, okay, well, if we're throwing this out, then we have to throw out all of that, pretty much.
for context, I should really be clear here as to why I just suddenly have this very hardline stance in the sand on this. Uh, in my youth, I was so in. I was so in on this shit. I was
Mm-hmm.
reading Blue Book, like Project Blue Book, like cover to cover,
Mm-hmm.
like just like the truth is fucking out there. And then I hit a point where I was talking about my bullshit, and my dad was like, "That sounds like a bunch of bullshit, Pat. Are you sure it's not bullshit?"
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah, I
was
don't
like,
have.
"Well, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, what if every single person just lied?" And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, what if they all just lied?"
Which is very, very plausible when no one else is around. But I don't have that baggage on the topic.
Hmm.
Um, it's always just been a like type of thing. Well, that's not true. I suppose going back to the earliest years, there was the Bible school discussion, which led to
What if
a
everyone lied, Wooly?
well, yeah, there's that. But no, not that part of it. I mean the part of it where it's like, um, how are we supposed to biblically interpret like the concept of aliens? And it's like, well, let's go with the idea that God created other creatures and they're all super super far away and they're all living in otherwise like paradise type states because they never were tempted and had the fall with Satan to
Yeah.
fuck them up. And the Adam and Eve situation, they
Keep,
passed their
keep
test.
going.
And so they are all out there, but humanity is special because we're the ones that are made in the image of God, and they're all watching
Uh-huh.
from the bleachers to see what we
Uh-huh.
do, because we're
And Jesus came to America and the golden plates
and
like
thus
you're going down the actual like breadcrumb trail.
and thus like everyone in not just the beings of heaven but all the other beings in creation are watching Earth as the season finale of sin.
That is like there's like anthrocentric or like
The ego,
heliocentric or
the
earthcentric.
ego. I
That
know,
is
I
it to
know.
the next level.
Yeah, that's part of what like I had a wave of just a moment talking. I remember when I was like I had a weird there's a weird point where like I was having a discussion with my dad and he was kind of he was never super duper in, but he like just kind of like faked the gestures of being in for the sake
Hmm.
of like I don't know, feeling like good enough or whatever. Like I'll pass the bar at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that book, that's a cool book. Yeah, anyway, can I get in now? Um and like yeah, there was just one of those moments of just like yeah, the idea of like the entire existence of the cosmos like giving a fuck that you pulled your putt a little bit and then you know and then like you looked at a porn and then like all of creation is like that moment of sin is unforgivable. It's just it's the most
like
hubris driven, egocentric, insane thought, you know?
you go from all of creation is for us and there's only you to all of creation is full of others but is still only for you.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Meanwhile, like a couple kilometers that way, out in the ocean, like there's some animal that's like murdering a baby of another animal, and then like, and using its fucking carcass to jerk off with, because the animal kingdom is fucking crazy and weird.
Do you know why
And
dolphins stole LSD from their CIA handlers to have like crazed dolphin sex murder orgies in the ocean?
why?
They did it so that you could find the Lord.
Okay. Cool.
That's why.
Cool.
That's why those dolphins did that.
Cool. Like the level of horrendous shit going on in the animal kingdom, and it's like, yeah, also, but that's all that's a different thing, and you get to see it happening over there, and don't think too hard about why that goes down the way it does. But everyone cares about what we do, though. Every sperm is sacred.
You ever see that like, hey, see how big the universe is thing? And then it's like you keep zooming out and it's like galaxy and like sun sizes and whatever. And then you get to like the absolute like top end view of the universe and it just says don't masturbate.
Yeah, sure, exactly. Right, yeah. Yeah. Like did you ever hear about the fucking like the hippopotamus what's it called? Like harem biology? Did you?
No.
So like there's a whole thing about hippos where there's like the dominant, you know, the leader and the male that basically gets to mate with all the other female hippos, right? And like, and it's one of these things where there have been reported times where just out of nowhere, like the male hippo will just go to like a young child hippo, a baby hippo, and just rip it apart, just out of nowhere, just massive, crazy, random infanticide, you know? And like there's all these studies about like what the fuck, why did that happen, what's the reason, what's the cause and stuff. And then there's like they're trying to figure out like what the possible reasons were, and then like they're kind of breaking down like what all the different possibilities of threats and things it could be. And the only possible one is the idea that like there's a period of time where the female hippo is no longer like in like mating season or whatever, and like by killing its existing kid, then it goes back into that period where it can be mated with again, and then the male can now have his own kids instead. And it's this super fucked up thing, and you're like, yeah, God's all about making that happen in nature, and that's totally cool. But don't look at the porn, though. Don't jerk off. Meanwhile, that's happening in the wild, unfettered by itself. You know? That's the fucking... That's the way they came right off the Noah's Ark and they started doing that. You know? Wild, crazy shit. Wild, crazy shit. There's a plague animal fact for you.
Cool. That was significantly darker than I was expecting.
Yep.
Didn't have the mental shield up in place for that one. Okay.
Yep, that's a guard break, because it's like, this happens, that's horrifying. Why does this happen? What is the only thing that changes? The female hippo goes back into breeding mode.
I gotta.
Horrifying.
Is it possible that hippos are jerks?
Based on the kill count and the leaderboard, I'm gonna say yes.
Like, I think back to Bart's elephant Stampy behaving badly at the animal reserve, and Simpsons joke being like, "Well, sometimes animals are just jerks." I've known a lot of animals in my life. Some animals are just jerks.
But like,
That is a thing.
I spent my entire childhood reading these magazines and learning about these cool animals and seeing fun pictures of them, and then watching Discovery Channel and seeing like just the coolest shit, because there's all this fun, amazing, incredible stuff to learn about nature out there. And then there's these really fucking dark secret nukes that just get buried in the like, we don't need to, we can keep that one way over there, that happen as in nature as well. And like, it's fucking like, it is a, yeah, you triple take when you see it.
Well,
I don't know, man. I was watching. Go ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
because nature's bad.
I was this morning. You know what I did this morning? I was watching footage of the ibex, like the
Oh, that weird
the
deer.
rams, yeah, that like climb on dams, and like it's like a fully fucking vertical wall, and they just climb on the slightest little stone sticking out of it to lick the
Yeah,
salt.
mountain goats can do that. It's super weird.
It's crazy shit. And and it's all to get a lick of the salt, because they need that salt for their bodies to like for their bones to get stronger, and it's like it does so much for them, so it's worth it for them. Excuse me. But like the ability for them to climb on what is essentially nothing to make it back up there, and then casually make it back down, and like a mother was doing it, and then the baby was just following, and it was like instinctively, just easily, just like no problem climbing this crazy death wall.
And you're looking at that going, how come I can't do that? I got hands and feet and stuff.